Hello folks, this is Onion Boy from ORS Snowshoes Direct here in Vermont. We're at our retail store, Onion River Sports, and we're going to walk you through a snowshoe category that we like to call the all-terrain go anywhere, or I should say go anywhere all-terrain category, meaning, these shoes can pretty much do it all. They are for, your nice gentle terrain all the way up to your essentially your most aggressive terrain. They can pretty much cover it all. And there's a lot to talk about. We don't have a lot of time. If you want more, specific details, please see our site and look at the individual product page for each of these shoes, and you'll get lots more information. But I'm going to walk you through real quickly right now to kind of help you sort of, kind of narrow down your choices. All right, we're going to start off with the Crescent Moon brand, and I'm sitting on my little rolly stool here ready to go. Crescent Moon, great snowshoes made right in Boulder, Colorado. We're psyched to be carrying them, and these are the Gold series. We've got the 10 here, and this is the 13. The women's is called the 13. The men's is available in a 9 or a 10. Essentially the size is a difference, but the features are all the same. Between the men's and the women's has a slightly more tapered tail. Women tend to walk slightly differently than men, and the tails of the snowshoes tend to hit together. So women's snowshoes will have a tapered tail to facilitate a more natural stride. But here you got a really well-made, beautiful snowshoe, lots and lots of traction, and this binding is very, very easy to use and very, very comfortable. This material, it just forms to your boot, and you basically just pull on these straps. It'll hug your foot. There's a heel strap as well. The toe cord, meaning how the binding is connected to the shoe, is fixed. So it's just a band, very durable design, but it doesn't rotate freely. So when you take a step, it tends to come with you. Now on a large snowshoe like this, it's pretty heavy, it'll drop, but on a smaller snowshoe you'll see the difference. A fixed toe cord, the shoe kind of comes off the ground. So that's a fixed toe cord on these Crescent Moon shoes. Alright, moving on to the Atlas Elektra 11. This is a women's shoe. The 11 series is available in men's as well. And what you get in the 11, and this is the women's model, why not show the women's model? A tapered tail is really the only difference, otherwise, in the color of course, but otherwise the features are all the same. Lots and lots and lots of traction. All stainless steel, and you get a climbing bar on this model. The climbing bar is great when you're climbing a mountain or a long ascent. You put that heel bar up and it gives your heel a place to rest, and that really reduces the fatigue on your calf muscles, and it also puts more traction on the back of the shoe so you're less likely to slip. You don't need to use it when you're on flat terrain, so you pop it down. The binding is great, nice and padded. You slide your foot in and you pull on this loop here. You can actually clip the slack away when you don't, so it doesn't get caught on branches or anything like that. And then there's a heel strap as well. Really, really nice binding. It's called the Wrap Plus. It's very, very comfortable. Now the toe cord on an Atlas snowshoe they call it a spring-loaded design, and that shoe or that binding kind of is attached to these bands that are really flexible, so your foot is allowed to articulate and sort of fit the terrain or articulate to the terrain on side traverses, that type of thing. It's a really nice feature. So it's a very, very comfortable shoe with great ergonomics, and that's the Atlas 11 series, and again, that's the Elektra for women. Alright, moving on to Tubbs. The Tubbs brand used to be made down the road in Stowe, Vermont, right about 20 minutes away from here. Not anymore, unfortunately, but they're still making really, really great shoes. We'll start with the Wilderness. It's a little bit more traditional, sort of frame and decking material. Lots and lots of traction. Again, this category means you can pretty much go anywhere, so really steep terrain is no problem. But at the same time, if you're on gentle terrain, it's not going to be a disadvantage. But plenty of stainless steel traction. This binding really sells this shoe. This, by the way, the Wilderness is a 21 for women, and you can again see the tapered tail design. The men's Wilderness model isn't as exaggerated in the tail. It's more of a sort of a general, shape. But the binding is really what sells this shoe. They call this a 180 binding. Basically, you step down in here and you adjust that little clip and you are good to go. This heel strap, obviously, you can adjust your boot. Once you set that adjustment, you're pretty much good to go. Otherwise, it's just that simple adjustment. And a rotating toe cord with a little bit of articulation built in thanks to the suspended design on the sides here. So the Wilderness model. The Flex model is a new design for Tubbs. It's a molded snowshoe, meaning the thing has a lot of twist and articulation, Lots and lots of traction on the underside there. This is a great shoe, very, very comfortable for packed terrain. A lot of people like to snowshoe on like trails that are established, so you get a lot of flexibility. It really reduces fatigue on your bones in the shoe. Otherwise, it's the same 180 binding. It's really, really easy to use. Great snowshoe. The Flex NRG, and also available in women's. And that's the men's. Alright, now we're moving on to the MSR. MSR is US made. Got a lot of new stuff here. I couldn't possibly cover all the features, but this is the Lightning Axis Snowshoe. Big old traction all around. The frame is actually traction built into the frame of the shoe. Very, very lightweight. Rotating toe cord, but in a heel bar. Okay, let's just talk about really quickly. This is called the Speed Lock binding and the Axis binding. Go to our site, look at the product page for more information, but essentially it's super easy to use. You step in, it's already set for the adjustment that you've made ahead of time, and you can actually adjust the position of the binding in relation to the frame. So if your feet tend to be a little, say, duck-footed or pigeon-toed, you'll be able to accommodate a very easy and straight stride with this design. Alright, and then we move on to the MSR Evo Tour. They're more traditional molded snowshoe. Heel bar, it does have the new Speed Lock binding, but it doesn't have the Axis adjustment. Tons of traction there, and very, very lightweight. Lots of articulation built into the frame, the climbing bar, and a rotating toe cord. Both of these models are available with tails, so you can add those on for more flotation. If you get into deeper snow, it'll obviously keep you more up in the snow, so if you're carrying extra weight, it's a good idea to slap those on in the deeper snow. Last but not least, the TSL over-the-top snowshoe. These are assembled right here in Vermont. Lots of traction hidden under these little covers for packing purposes. Rotating toe cord, simple aluminum frame with decking material. A little climbing bar actually spins 180 degrees, so you can either use it or push it out of the way. The binding is a nice ratchet type design with some straps, and lots of adjustability as well. You can adjust fore and aft to accommodate lots of different shoe sizes as well. Woo! All right. So that's a quick overview, folks, and just trying to give you the general look and feel of the Go Anywhere all-terrain category. For more information, go to our website, ORS Snowshoesdirect.com. My name is Ryan, not Onion Boy, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.